that good enough? Okay,
I think
good.
we're live.
All right. Welcome to the second episode of the podcast for the 2015 season. And you might notice we have some new faces on the podcast. We got to implement some new kids in. So I'm Logan.
I'm James.
I'm Brooklyn.
I'm Tristan.
And
this is our Ghetto Vanilla Couch.
Yes, and this is Ghetto Vanilla Couch. Also
our
a
newest
new
edition.
addition on the podcast.
We're excited to have the couch. It is a very comfortable couch.
It is very comfortable.
Yeah.
Me and Ashton yesterday, well, a while ago for people watching, went into the woodshop room and saw that there was a couch in there. Went and asked Jose, and he was like, "I don't know what it's for, so yes, you can have it."
Yeah, we're thinking like we could do skits and stuff with, the story of like Ghetto Vanilla Couch and like the adventures of
movie trailers and such.
Yeah.
I think that's ambitious and exciting, and I think we should do it.
Like the Batman introduction.
Like the spinning
Ghetto
couch.
Vanilla Couch.
Oh man, it's funny how hard it is to get back into the swing of things. I feel like the nerves that we finally got over last year are kind of coming back
Really?
if I'm not careful. And let's see the resurrection of cool and something should stay in last semester. Yeah.
There was a lot there stuff happening.
Very cool.
Like Cheez-Its?
Yeah,
Like
Cheez-Its was also
these guys
gone
catch
down.
on pretty fast
Yeah.
too. It's
We
exciting.
made them all watch the podcasts. By made, we said, go watch the podcast. And I don't think they all watched it. But they caught on to a few of the inside jokes, like moving to Kazakhstan
Yeah.
and Cheez-Its and all of those things.
It was a forced, caught on. Because it's not like we don't make reference to it all the time.
Never. We never say we're moving to Kazakhstan
Ever.
Yeah.
Or
Cheez-Its is never present in any conversation
Nope.
we have.
Nope. We used to have a Cheez-It counter. Well, theoretical Cheez-It counter.
We wanted a Cheez-It counter.
How many times can we say Cheez-It in one episode? Cheez-Its. Oh, I miss last year. It was
Last
so
year
much
was
fun.
the bomb.
Yeah. This year will be good too, though.
Yeah.
I'm excited that you guys
We're
are
slowly
on the
growing as
podcast.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, new people.
Yeah, exactly. It's good. Hopefully the podcast won't die with this
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
That's the goal, so you guys will be the veterans next year, the
Yeah.
experienced ones. And
Too much stress.
Too
much.
Too much.
Can't handle the podcast responsibilities.
I'll probably crush under the weight.
You never know. We hope not.
Yeah. It's really not that difficult. I mean, you're doing it right now.
That's true.
Yeah. I know, but if you start thinking about it too much, that's when it gets scary. So we have to keep talking.
Yeah.
Some of our today was kind of an interesting, hey, we're doing the podcast, okay, go. So
Yeah.
our goal is to
All
not.
the events leading up to today.
Yeah.
Brooklyn walks into the classroom and says, "Guys, I'm fired up."
I know, I've been full on debating all day long. I'm hoping this doesn't break down into that, but we'll see.
I should probably start paying attention more because I was kind of I had no idea what was going on 2 minutes ago.
That's the way it goes. You'll catch. It's okay. We all started off like that. It
Yeah.
was so overwhelming at first.
Yeah. But we all put the effort in, and we hope you do too.
Yeah. You'll catch on. It's so much fun.
It really is. It's a blast. It's so much fun to be up here.
Yeah.
Ask any of the guests that we've had on. They all say it was a lot of fun.
Right? You say that, right?
If not, we will find you.
Watch yourself. It's, I don't know. It's good for public speaking
Yeah.
and I don't know,
for sure.
having a project that we can all work on and something we actually make. I don't know.
Yeah. It makes you feel like you're a part of something
Mm-hmm.
that is important. Well,
Yeah.
we hope this is important.
We think
to you
it is.
guys, at
I think
least,
it's important.
because you're watching the second episode.
Right.
So.
Yeah, some of the things we had mentioned for today. I liked the Disney movie out of all the topics that we brought up. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a good year. I think there's gonna be a lot of exciting things happening, and yeah. So one of the things we had mentioned was like movies coming out, that the kids movies, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
The idea of a Frozen 2 was kind of
I don't know how
temporarily
official
thrown
it is.
out.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's not confirmed. I don't know.
Yeah. What about like classes this year that you guys are excited about?
Yeah, how are your guys' classes?
Well, being a freshman, you don't really know what there is, so it's like you get what you get, and you're just like, oh, cool, thanks.
Yeah, I remember that.
I don't.
Really? Oh, well, yes. Okay.
We just follow the magic white sheet that tells us where to go.
Yeah. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
this time, and
Yeah, it's totally different feeling. Like James can probably attest to this, to being like the new kid as a sophomore opposed to
Yeah.
being a new freshman. It's a very different feeling.
Yeah, because at least the freshmen, you know, at least some of the people from, if they came from you from the middle school.
Yeah.
yeah, that's a good point. I think I've never been the new kid except for I mean, when you switch schools.
Yeah.
But you're with your friends, and I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, before the basalt schools, I was in an all-Christian school.
Okay.
And at once transitioning to the basalt schools, the Christian school didn't have science or any like certain curriculums because it was a Christian school.
Right.
So I had to go to a new school and then go down one of the grades because
Ah,
I didn't have the curriculum.
that's
that
a
was-
shame. Ugh.
And I knew like 2 kids that were in the grade ahead of me, and you see them in the hallways, and you're just like,
It's like, but I was
Take
in
me
your
with
grade.
you.
remember me?
This is where Howell would be like, hey.
Throwback to last.
Yes.
You guys don't even know who Huel is. Do you know Huel? Suarez?
Yeah, I know who he is, but I don't. It's not like I don't talk to him really ever.
Yeah.
Well,
I was in the band when he came down
Oh,
to
okay.
the 8th grade.
Yeah,
Helped
yeah.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's our age and graduated last year, and so made sure we all knew it. Yeah.
All the time.
Just bragging about it.
All
Well,
the
yeah.
time.
In all honesty, I think I would have a hard time not if I was.
Yeah, but I mean, with the class load that you have, you're pretty much already above the rest of us.
No, I don't know. My schedule this year is so weird, but we don't.
Weird?
Have to talk. Yeah, well, yeah.
I love your schedule. I wish I had your schedule.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, so I go to school on gold days and then volunteer on purple days, and so it's like a full. I'm busy all the time. It's not like I'm at home sleeping or anything, but it's different. Yeah.
My older brother, he said he had this schedule where he was like here for an hour and a half, like every other day.
Oh my
the
goodness.
last year, and he
Oh.
made it sound so great. And then I figured out that the reason he had that was because he took night classes
Yeah.
and all this stuff. And I was just like, oh, thanks for telling me about the
Yeah, all the
other parts,
details.
the parts that I thought, oh, I'll just do what he did.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I'm taking an online class, like a CMC class, and online classes are such a bad idea for me. I don't know how people homeschool. It's
I hated
awful.
it. So I don't know how people do it either.
Yeah.
Poor Simon.
Oh, Simon. Hi, Simon.
Shout out to Simon for being the best kid I know.
I take a language class online, and when you hear the recordings of
Oh,
what they're
no.
saying,
Yeah.
and then you go to say it, you say it exactly like the recording.
Yeah, it's like,
so
try again.
there's like 2 modes. There's like high pitched screaming it out, or there's like really low, like the guy was forced to record.
Yeah.
So if you go back to say it, you're just like, or you're just like, yeah. So the sentence is just
Yeah.
nobody knows what you're talking about.
That's
It's like,
awesome. Your
Yes.
emphasis is everywhere. And
Does that get insane or something?
I
What?
experienced that with Japanese.
Whoa, that's
That's
Yeah.
that's what I'm taking.
nice.
Yeah.
Not very far into.
I did independent study for Japanese in
Okay.
8th grade, and there was me and this other girl, and we were in Michigan, so not here.
No.
And like all of the recordings were really like exactly like that. There was either like the guy was like, I really don't want to be here right now.
Or like the screaming schoolgirl.
Yeah. Or like
This is the best thing I've ever done in my whole life.
teaching Japanese online is the best pinnacle of my life.
Oh man, why are like so? Is Japanese a tonal language?
To a certain extent. I mean, like any language is a tonal language. I mean, when
Right.
you're asking a question, you don't go, "Did you die today?"
Right.
Like you
Of
actually
all the questions
like,
you were
move
to
it.
ask, Bill, I think your tone was appropriate for that one. Are you gonna eat that?
Yeah, it's like you don't speak monotone.
Right.
But what happens a lot in like language class is that you learn all the words and then you don't learn how to like say it exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So a lot of times you end up monotone, and then people who actually speak that are like, you sound like depressed. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, I spent a summer in Japan with my godfather.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, but
Oh.
he's like really into the culture, so we go to every shrine and there's like a set of rules you have to follow.
Okay.
If it's a Shinto shrine, you have to wash your hands and sometimes your face, and like even wash out your mouth before you can even come up to it
Wow.
to really clean yourself. And well, like when you go to Japan and you're like, oh, I know some words, I'll try to say something. I said something to this guy,
Uh-oh.
and he listens to me, shakes his head, and then goes, I speak English, and you sound crazy. and it was my waiter to a restaurant, and I was just like, I'm sorry.
I'm trying.
I'll try better next time.
That's so sad. Oh. Well,
But
and
it's also like the best way to learn.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because it's like learning when you're a baby. You're pretty much like thrown into it, and it's sink
You
or
have no
swim.
choice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. It's such a humiliation game, or like overcoming fear of yourself and fear of failure, and I don't know. I love learning languages, but it's hard.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah, it is really difficult. And a lot of Asian ones are really hard too because
Yeah.
they're not based off of like the Latin and the
Yeah.
Right.
Anglo-Saxon or whatever it is.
Right.
They are all their own thing. So transitioning from English to Japanese,
Yeah.
like some
Yeah.
words don't even exist in English that exist in Japanese, and you're like,
Like-
and then other words are like direct translation, like hamburger in Japanese
Yeah.
is like hamburger.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
they don't,
Hamburger.
they don't have anything for treehouse too.
Yeah.
It's just treehouse.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Well, and the reason I asked if it was a tonal language is some languages, like you'll say something like and then if you do it a tone up,
It's like a
it'll mean
means
something
something else.
completely different. Like
Yeah.
there's examples where you say like the same sound but in 3 different tones, and you've said a whole sentence. Like
Wow.
I think that'd be complicated. That would yeah.
There, and there.
Yeah, but worse.
But worse.
I don't even want to attempt their writing system at all, because like names and stuff, they're not written like letters like what we have. They have like certain characters, and
Right.
then even the characters, they might mean something else,
Right.
and then they have their own interpretation of the names. So you imagine being a teacher trying to read off names. You just like 1,000 attempts, just just tell me.
Yeah, my cousin is learning Korean, and she said it's easier than Chinese because, like, Chinese has thousands of characters or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
crazy like that, but Korean, it's like each character has a sound, and it's the same sound every time, and
Yeah.
there's a set number, and
Yeah,
I
the
don't know.
thing that's really like special about Japanese is that there's one Japanese language,
Okay.
but there's 3 different Japanese written languages.
whoa!
Yeah.
Why?
Well, so one is like kind of based off of the Chinese symbols, so it's
Okay.
actually like symbols mean each word.
Okay.
And then there's one that is like the traditional Japanese writing, which is like the Korean, right, where it has sounds for each
Okay.
one.
Yeah.
And then one is based off of the one with sounds, except you only use it for like foreign words. So like the hamburger example, that would be written in this other
Okay.
Japanese language. So you have to know 3 different
Wow.
alphabets. And
That's complicated.
yeah, it's like the only special thing about Japanese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, James, you said you were learning French?
I took French last year.
Okay.
I wasn't very good at it, but I learned a little French.
Okay.
So.
Nice. Yeah, I used to know American Sign Language, and I'm working on Spanish now.
Keyword used to.
Yeah. It's been like 2 years since I've used any of it, and so it's
Yeah.
kind of it's sad. I used to claim fluency because
Yeah.
I'd been doing it for years and had a lot of exposure, but then just stopped like cold turkey, nothing. Like it's so sad. I forget a lot of it, but
Yeah. For those of you that don't spend 24/7 with Brooklyn, we used to tease you all the time about that. About sign language.
Oh, okay.
Because the first thing I knew about you was that you were fluent in sign language when I first moved here. Because that's what everybody was like teasing you about it at the lunch table and stuff. I was like, wow, she must know like really good sign language.
A long time ago. That's funny. I feel like I was a different person. Like even just a couple years ago, but like middle school years especially, like you can just burn those years or something. I'm glad they made me who I am today, but yep.
Yeah.
I apologize for anyone who knew me for
I cannot see you being rude to anybody.
It wasn't that necessarily. It was, everybody goes through like a really awkward phase.
Yeah.
I feel like mine was really, at least we all go through it together, like we can all, there's whole yearbooks of, yeah.
I didn't get to go through any of that awkward stage with you guys.
Right.
Tear.
Oh, no, you're better off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's funny. I was going to tangent into what we talked about in English. I'm not going to go there. Okay, somebody else talk.
And there goes Mr. Howard again.
No, I love my English class this year. It's so good. There was something relevant to middle school years or...
I have other things that we can talk about if you don't remember the middle school years.
I'm trying really hard to come up with anything to talk about, so if you've got good, go for it.
Okay, so one of our ideas for the podcast this year was to keep relevant with our school as well, so like sports events and that kind of stuff. So I just wanted to throw out there, volleyball, this is what I've heard. I don't know if this is fact or not, but I'm pretty sure it's fact. Volleyball just broke their streak of losing for 2 years in a row.
They won!
So
you gotta be more positive. It was so mean.
He was just so, it's like, oh, volleyball won, finally.
No, you don't mention the 2-year losing. You just go for it. Hey, they won!
Yeah, volleyball.
Our school, hopefully that'll be a good,
Yeah.
a good start to the year in sports and everything.
Yeah, boost our volleyball team's morale a little bit.
Yeah, I think they need it. you know.
For sure. I mean, if I had lost for 2 years straight,
Right,
I'd
and
be
they worked,
pretty down in the
I think
dumps.
they worked hard, and I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So
I
it's
mean,
time.
they
It was
practiced
time.
3 hours a day. Or
Whoa.
Yeah,
they were at least.
Yeah, they've probably most definitely earned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, good job, girls.
Well, and football's just starting, and
Yeah, I caught some of the JV football game.
yeah.
On what was it, Tuesday?
Okay.
I think. And I had to go because it was in the second quarter. I think I had to leave. Or no, it was in between, and we were getting beat 18-6. So
Whoa.
Yeah.
it wasn't like it was getting any better from last year.
Aw, that's sad.
But I mean, that's kind of been
First game, right, and JV, and
Yeah, it's also kind of been a trend for, sorry to insult the football players, but it's kind of been a trend in Basalt for football to not be very good.
Right, but that can always change.
Yeah.
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 Who knows?
I mean,
It's a new year.
the point is that we're all the sports are like working on it, and like volleyball won, so I mean, why can't football?
Yeah. Now, what about baseball? It's not that season, but
Baseball's later. We don't have to talk about
Okay,
baseball.
okay.
Softball won. Softball beat Aspen. I heard that in the announcements this morning.
nice, yeah.
I don't know what the score was. I don't know any stats on it.
Right.
But they won. Yay, softball!
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I
There
could
you go.
insert myself somewhere in here, but like, I'm the kid that never plays sports.
Same.
Like, occasionally you're like playing a sport and you're just like, hey, isn't that kid? And I'm just back there like, forced.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think our podcast group kind of attracts that crowd a little bit. Like, we've got not a very mixed
Physical
group of kids. I don't know. Like, I don't play sports.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we, are we allowed to bring up what we're planning on doing with the sports? Yeah? Okay. So, an idea we had also for the podcast is to record sports games and have people announcing it like you would on TV, and maybe do it on like a TV station, local TV station or something like that. Internet,
Okay.
yeah, same
Yeah,
thing.
that works.
Yeah, and so the reason I bring that up is because I was talking with Ashton about it, and I was like, it was Mr. Howard. Mr. Howard said something
Mr.
like,
Howard, Ashton.
Close enough.
Mr. Howard said something like, do you know like all the hand signals that like all the refs make and like what they mean? Because like in football,
Okay.
referees will like, when a penalty happens, they
Yeah.
make hand gestures at the people who are keeping score. Yeah. They make hand gestures at the people who are keeping score. And so that's kind of how you like tell what's happening. And I know all those things, but Ashton was
Okay.
like, I don't know any of that. And I was
Right.
like, yeah, that's fine. So like this means good, this means bad.
Safe. Not safe.
No, that's baseball.
Okay.
We're talking about football right
Right,
now.
I know, but just to prove my level of not understanding.
Yeah, you're about the level of everybody.
Except for me, apparently.
Yeah.
Everything I've learned from sports is I'll be sitting downstairs because I live in the basement doing whatever I do, like computer games or something, and then I hear stomps on the ceiling, and then come upstairs, and they're all watching sports or something, and I'm just like, okay,
This is
stay here
intense.
2 minutes, wait till they get into something, and then just back away.
Aw. Yeah, see, my dad comes from a family of 7 boys, and they all,
Oh.
were really into football, except for him. So, we got, the academic side of the, I don't know.
Lucky you.
But no sports.
Aw.
No, I don't understand sports, yeah. But I'd like to learn someday.
My dad was really hands-on sporty.
Okay.
He could say, somebody could come up to him and be like, hey, do you know how to play blah, blah, blah sport? And he'd be like, yeah, I know how to play that. What is that? And then he'd just walk up, learn it, and then be really good at it.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a skill. That's a gift.
Yeah.
Some people have it. I don't.
I like to wish that I had that,
Right.
but then last year I took PE and I don't have that.
Eh.
Yeah.
I took PE last year and I kind of went into it sports are not my thing and blah blah blah. I really enjoyed it. It was a good class.
Smalley's great.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah, and it was it was weird because each unit I went into it with kind of a bad attitude. I was like, I know nothing about the sport. This is not going to be fun. I haven't liked it in the past, and then I had a good time. And so I think that was good for me.
Mark your calendars, people. Brooklyn with a bad attitude right there.
I
Never see it again.
try to keep those quiet because I try to grow past them.
So,
Bad
on the
attitudes.
topic of Smalley, what are your first impressions of teachers? Only good ones, though, because we're biased here. on the
We're
podcast.
biased. Yes, good
Well-
opinions.
The first day I walk in, I've had my brother Dylan and my brother Tyler. Now, I'm pretty sure that the teacher's impression of my family is getting progressively worse.
Oh no!
Sometimes when I walk into classes, like last year in 8th grade, on the first day, every time I was moved to the front of the class without the teacher even knowing who I was.
Oh.
It happened.
You're like,
in,
you look familiar.
in Foss's class, one of the teachers, he says Tristan Polardi, and then he was just like, and I had to go sit in the front for about 2 months before he even let me move 3 seats back. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that's so sad.
But there's a teacher here who knew my brother Tyler, not as a teacher. She was in the same grade as him.
Whoa.
So I expect it to be even worse than the teachers that taught him. because
Wow.
he tied to a we have cows and he would torment them all the time.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Have you ever seen movies where like people are like, let's tie bottle rockets to their tails and watch them spin? yeah, he never tried that, but he was like,
Like just the next step
you'd
down.
see him sitting there like, oh,
Like that it'd be
You're
really
nasty.
funny. Oh, that's awful.
so many tormented animals. we used to go make him feed chickens and he'd carry a shovel because there was a rooster.
Oh, no. I
and
don't
he'd
want to know.
push him away with the
I
shovel.
don't wanna know.
Oh
Oh.
gosh.
Yeah, my poor brothers. I've got 3 of them, and they're all coming into school after me. And yeah.
Really? Yeah. See, that's the other side of it, because Brooklyn's really smart. So now all of the
Ah.
teachers
Yeah,
coming
they-
after are gonna have super high expectations for them.
Most of my teachers are just surprised that I turn in any homework. They're just like, "What? Are you sure you're related to them?"
Well, see, you can build, your own good impressions, and
Hayes, I
You
don't
can be
think
your
my
own
brother
person.
Dylan turned in a piece of homework for
Oh.
Hayes. And I turned in the first thing and he was just looked at it and he was like,
like, okay.
I think he
Are
was
you
trying
sure?
to find a way that I had done, like cheated or something.
Oh, that's so sad. That's rough. I don't
Well,
know.
if you knew my brothers, you'd probably be very skeptical as well.
Okay.
They're so sad.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went into high school really wishing I had an older sibling. I was like, I wish somebody could show me the ropes here, and when I tried,
No.
What?
No.
I'm getting no's. And see, everybody says no, but I tried to be that sister for my brothers, but I think it's better to just I don't think I should have just left him alone.
Yeah, no, I leave Shane alone completely. I just like, yeah, well, this is high school, have fun.
How? I have a little brother that's gonna come here. I'm gonna ruin it for him.
Oh!
I mean, I ruin his life completely in high school. But I don't like babysit him. Like, I don't make sure he turns in his homework or whatever. And I mean, it's not my life. You know?
Yeah, well, and it's hard because each kid's gonna be different, and so
Oh, for sure.
even me like trying to be the sibling I would have wanted, like was really bad. like so everybody's gonna want their own thing and to be their own person.
Yeah.
I've never ever thought, oh, I'll make like I've had my older siblings and they've never really helped out my younger ones, but I've never thought, oh, I'll be the younger sibling that they should have, because my family, there's my little brothers, they're like country, they have camo. The same thing with my older brothers except for Tyler. And then there's me and Tyler who are, oh, society, back it out. Or, oh, a computer, I'll stay here. What? Dance? Nah. It's just, we're the two that like seclude ourselves. So I have my little brother and I try to do stuff like that, and then it ends with, oh, I'll help you, and then he's just like, go away. And I'm just like, try to help.
Aw, yeah. And you said you have a lot of siblings, right, James?
Too many.
Too many?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
that's
like
all we have to
siblings.
say about that,
I
I
have
guess.
too many siblings. You don't like having... Oh.
No.
James
I
is over
love-
here like Forrest Gump, and that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah.
I should watch that movie someday.
You haven't
Yeah.
seen it?
All of my references come from Tom Hanks, and she doesn't know.
I've seen some movies with him, but... Do I start? No. I'm sorry. It's just the... Yep.
So we're approaching 30 minutes. So we should probably wrap it up then, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this
All
has been a
right.
fun podcast.
Yeah. Like,
Episode.
how many? Did you guys think it was over?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did it feel long? Did it feel long?
Well, I mean, yesterday I was getting a permit and I had to sit in the DMV for 2.5 hours.
Oh, and so
I mean,
everything feels
all right.
short
Yeah.
after that.
This whole
Yes.
day has felt like, oh, that was all? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So thanks for listening to the podcast, and we'll see you next time.
Yay.
Jesus.
Jesus.